Dinner time round up the Anfield Wrap. Me, Gareth Roberts, him, John Gibbons. Let's fly through it.
There's a lot to talk about.
He's getting off in a minute.
I know, back at the gym.
Yeah. Metafit. Okay, first off, there's some shock news which if you haven't heard, it'll shock you. But first off, big divvy, John.
Yeah.
In the same vein as Danny Ings, he's starting to shine, and then he gets one injury. He got another one. He was off with a hamstring strain, the one he picked up against Leicester. Now he's had surgery on a knee problem, if you haven't heard. Now expected to miss the next 5 league games, plus cup games against Exeter and Stoke. Sturridge as well is obviously still having this weird training regime where he's not allowed to have a game of footy. So he's not playing against Arsenal. But a bit of a shame about Divvy, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a shame, really. Apparently it's a long-standing knee injury. I don't know whether they've decided it's linked to his hamstring problems or what, because it's all connected, isn't it? I remember the song as a kid.
The leg bones connected to
exactly.
all that.
Yeah, so it's all connected, these things, isn't it? You press a thing in your foot and you get a headache or something. So, yeah.
You get toothache into your back.
I think they've just decided to sort it out. Hopefully once and for all, although we've heard that before, haven't we? But this is something that, yeah, and it's a shame for them, and we could do with them, to be honest with you, because there's not a huge amount up there that we can play with. So, yeah, they could do with them, but yeah, we'll see.
It's a bit of a mad injury run at the moment, though, this, isn't it?
It's absolutely crazy.
Phil Bozeman-esque.
Yeah, it does worry you a bit, and perhaps wrongly, you know, but the amount of hamstring injuries obviously worries you in terms of, well, what are they doing in warm-ups and fitness coaching and things like that, and we seem like we've been through a lot of doctors recently, don't we? And there's guys who they maybe haven't been happy with and they've kind of got rid of over certain things, and you hear a lot of rumours because it's Liverpool and we love all that, but you do worry at the moment kind of what's going on there, really, and why. I mean, if it's a long-standing knee injury, why didn't they sort it out a lot sooner? You know what I mean? Like,
you take risks on players, don't you? Yeah. I mean, there was, many years ago, remember Fernando Torres when he was brilliant, and he was playing with I think it was a dislocated shoulder for quite a while, and obviously they didn't want him to be out because he was superb, so they were just giving him injections and saying, get out there, lad. I mean, there is a tendency to treat them like racehorses.
Oh, no, yeah, they do, yeah. And I think the amount of injuries we hear about is probably quite a small percentage to the overall ones, and that's the thing with, when people say with Daniel Sturridge, for example, he's injured, it's a proper injury, I was expecting to play with that. And, they've got a fair point, but I would say there's probably quite a lot of players who were just getting on with things and have got, like, certain injuries that they just kind of carry. I think the thing about 100% fit's a massive myth, and I think for all sportsmen, and I think, very, very, I mean, there was once, I think it was Rafa's last season where Gerrard apparently had 8 or 9 injections, just to try and get him on the pitch, and, it's mad really how they kind of look at footballers, and that's why a lot of the older fellas can't walk anymore.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, related to the injury news and the injury list, the shock news today is Stephen Caulker, John. Yeah. The QPR defender who's on loan at Southampton anyway, is now going to end that loan and come on loan to us on an emergency loan deal agreement for 6 months probably. An awful lot of fume already, John, about this. People not happy that we're going for someone who was worth £8 million not long ago, who's played about 200 top flight games, that we were saying earlier. Yeah. He's 6'3".
He's played for England.
He's got a cap for England. I mean, it's a bit of a weird one because I think there's a good chance he doesn't even get a game. But equally, there's talk that he could go straight in against Arsenal. Yeah,
I mean, it's you think for all this effort to get him in, there's a high chance he starts against Arsenal, unless they're just thinking, we need someone for the bench, and if there's an injury there, then we're, I mean, if a defender pulls up after 20 minutes against Arsenal, then kind of who knows who we're down to then. So they might be thinking about that. But I think to go into this much effort and to drag him from one loan move up to another, it's probably costing us a little bit of money or whatever. Not huge amounts, but to get him here, you'd think the idea would be to start him. He hasn't started for a while. His last game was against Liverpool, and he conceded 6 for Southampton. Yeah. So he might have a similar situation that a few of the lads had against Exeter, where they just look a little bit rusty. But you'd hope, as I say, with over 200 games, under his belt, that he knows how to play centre half and
right back.
Yeah, and it's a nice one for him as well. I like stuff like this. It reminds me a little bit of Paul Jones. And I know Paul Jones was a Liverpool fan, but if you're Stephen Caulker now, you must be absolutely buzzing because you're sat off the Southampton, not getting a game.
Yeah.
you know, you're thinking, where's my career going here? And we're going to end up back at kind of QPR in the Championship. And then suddenly you're thinking, you're on the way up to Liverpool to play at Anfield against Arsenal. You're thinking, if I do well there, I can play against Man United at the weekend. And then God knows what. So he must be absolutely buzzing. I knew he'll want to play well.
Well, he's only 24 as well. I mean, given what Torre's fit from all indications, Sakho not far off. Lovren's expected back after Arsenal and Man United. Skirtle's expected back start of February. So, for me, there's not a lot to fume about. I mean, he might not be the best centre-half in the world, but at the same time, I think he's probably better than the lads that we saw on the pitch at Exeter, and that's probably the thinking, really. Get him in. You know, there's reports that he went for Matip and Subotic, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
But those efforts were blocked. So, you know, you'd think that there's some kind of list, probably, that they're working the way down.
They'll have looked, I mean, they look at players all the time. There's lists of players everywhere, and there's defenders that they'll be keeping an eye on. And it will probably have been a literal list where they've gone, you know, who rank these in order, and then we'll work out, we'll work our way down it and see who we can get. And, you know, it'd be interesting to see who was below Caulker. You know, wait to get to the bottom of the list. I'd love to see who's down there as, you know, the guys who, you know, where it is just anyone who's played football.
It's not good news for your mate either, is it? Thiago Allore, who's people on Twitter seem to think is the unlucky Alan Hansen.
Yeah, I know, it's a funny one with Thiago. I think he looked pretty rusty, and I think to be kind to him, which I'll try to be, he just needs to go somewhere else and play a run of games. And I think if you're looking to throw someone in against Arsenal, who are one of the top two teams in the country at the moment, I think it's probably not even fair on him, you know what I mean? And so I think they're looking for someone who's, you know, as I say, someone like Caulker. He's an England international. He's played 200 games at 24. You know, he knows what he's doing. He's a lot more dependable in this situation than someone like Iori, who let's remember, you know, was he tried to get shut off in summer, and he's only back at Liverpool because Aston Villa didn't want him.
Yeah, couldn't get his game there. I mean, some Caulker facts.
Yes.
24, one England cap, as we've mentioned. He's played in 8 games this season, 7 as a centre-half, 1 as a right-back. Only one full 90 in the Premier League this season, which was against Watford in August. He played an hour against Man City in November. There his last minute in the league. In the Cups, he got 90 in the League Cup v Villa, 90 in the League Cup v us, the 6-1. I mean, do you think there's deals like this before that have worked for us, John? I mean, you mentioned Paul Jones. You know, he gets in, doesn't he, when Dudek and Kirkland were injured. Any other sort of short-term ones? Anelka was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Anelka was a little bit different, wasn't he? It was a longer-term thing. I think Caulker, they might have even done it for a month. I mean, who knows, you know, how long they've done that for. So there's not that many examples really at Liverpool, but I think other clubs have had a little bit of a go at it, hasn't he? I remember, I mean, he's a completely different class, but when Man United got Henrik Larsson in for a few months, and he was absolutely brilliant, wasn't he? So, you know, it can happen that you could just think, you know, you just get someone in for a short time, and as I say, he'd be desperate to prove himself, because I'm sure he's still, as you say, at 24, got designs of kind of proving himself as a top-level defender.
All right, the only other thing I wanted to mention, Jonjo Shelvey. Looks like he's going to Newcastle for £12 million. £12
million.
Mad amount of money, one.
Yeah.
And two, Swansea now another club he can't celebrate goals against.
Yeah, I mean, he does it very good, not celebrating his goals. Jonjo Shelvey.
Strong game on
he's
that.
He's one of the high level ones at it. Yeah, I've seen a bit of debate both ways over whether there's a sell-on clause. Because that's something else, obviously, that we can all fume about if he hasn't.
Well, it's funny because I tweeted it from our account this morning that he was going, that the BBC were reporting it, and like I think 2 of the first replies were, one was ridiculous from Liverpool that there wasn't a sell-on clause, and the second one was good that Liverpool have got a sell-on clause. So
who knows? Answers on a postcard.
Yeah.
You might get a few quid. We'll probably just waste it anyway, so won't worry about it. It's not going to go on ticket prices.
Any shows today, John?
I don't know, is there?
There's
Ban This Filth, which is out at 6 o'clock.
Ban This Filth
and Tuesday Review, which is out about lunchtime. It's about lunchtime now. It might even be out now, who knows? So Tuesday Review in a little bit. Ban This Filth out at 6. We'll do the votes on Ban This Filth on Twitter. It's a good show. They got into it.
Also, as well, if you're a subscriber to Tour Player, which you should be, we're doing something similar to this, really, but audio. So, like, if you're leaving work at 5, it'll be dropping into your feed around then, and it's just a little update on what's going on. It won't be me and John, it'll be me and Neil today, I think. So give that a go as well. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Cheers.